Let's take a look at the MMasters electric melting furnace. So there is our crucible. Looks fairly solid. So the nice thing about this one is it actually appears to be polished, kind of rounded off, so it's not going to be cutting you up. That is a nice clean crucible. It does come with some gloves. They do have some leather protection there on the front and some stitching there on the inside. I've got fairly big hands. They're usually XL gloves, and they do fit inside these. So here we have got a mold. So if you want to make some like coins or anything like that, we can do that with this. It does come with some information. It says that is high purity graphite, is made with CNC, and is good for 1800 degrees Celsius. It does say to keep it in a ventilated and dry environment. That's important because if moisture gets on this, then whenever you pour into that, that'll turn into steam and it'll shoot that. It could go up to 6 feet. Preheat to about 500 degrees Fahrenheit for about 5 minutes, and that is to take away the moisture in the mold. You can also do the same thing just by throwing it in the oven. Okay, and here we have got another mold, so this is going to be for making larger ingots. Very cool. Here is our power cord. That looks like a standard power supply power cord. We got a nice thick cable on there. It says that is 14 AUG. Got our instruction manual, that is in full color, and it's got a handy little diagram in here to tell you the melting point of different metals. I'm going to be melting aluminum, so that is going to be 1220 degrees Fahrenheit. And we've got some tongs, so that is going to be for grabbing onto our crucible. Yeah, that is a very nice looking crucible. I'm not used to them being like polished and shiny like that. It's never going to stay that way. It is nice that they prepared it. And let's grab our furnace. So we do actually have handles on here. So that's handy. So if we're moving the thing around, we don't have to try to grab it by the base. So we got our power button here on the bottom. We got our controller interface here on the side. We got that same melting point chart right there. It says that is 1500 watts, so the 14 gauge wire should be enough for that. And a max temp of 2102 degrees Fahrenheit. So according to that, it should be able to melt aluminum, silver, gold, and copper. We just have ventilation. Ventilation on the back. We got a spot for our plug. And on the other side, we've got some more ventilation. Got this grate on here so that we're not going to be touching anything that's going to be too hot. Does have a handle there. And it actually comes with safety goggles. Crucible does have plenty of room to fit inside, and it looks like it is actually going to be sitting on the bottom. I am not used to that. I am used to it sitting on the ledge right there, but this one is going to be sitting on the bottom. Not a big deal. Just one of those things you want to know. I can see it does have a hole in the top. That's going to be so that any gases that are developing in here have a place that they can escape. Okay, so I've got some aluminum cans. You can see that they are kind of crushed up just so that they could fit inside of that crucible. So, turn this guy on. All right. So it is set for 2102. It's currently at 74. We're looking for 1220. I'm going to go ahead and set that to 1300. There we go. So that should be more than enough to melt aluminum, and whatever coatings we got on these cans should burn right off. I do have a fan behind me, so that's going to help to push all the fumes and everything out. The most important thing here is just going to be personal protection. Preferably long sleeves, long pants, a full face mask, and if you're going to be trying to melt brass or anything like that, you are going to want to wear a respirator. It is currently heating up. I am going to just throw a couple of these guys in there. And we'll give that about 20 to 30 minutes. So it has been 20 minutes and we are at 79 degrees. So it is very slow going, but I am not going to give up on that. We will go ahead and continue to wait and see how long it takes. All right, so it's been 30 minutes. Yeah, this is just ambient temperature. This is just a plate. Goes under here is 4 screws to undo it, but it looks like this was not connected. A little odd. Easy fix. Make sure if you're going to be doing this that we are unplugged. We are unplugged. So it is 7:36 now, and we will try this again. It is 7:46. It's been 10 minutes, and we are at 657 degrees and climbing. It is actually heating up pretty darn quick. 10 minutes is not bad. Okay, so it has been 20 minutes. We are now 1,081 and climbing. We should be at that 1,300 before the 3 minutes is up. We can see, it is kind of hard to see, but there is some smoke coming from the top there. So that is the coatings burning off. It has been 30 minutes and we are almost there. We're at 1290. It is pretty close. And the one thing you will notice is that the output on there is turning on and off. So that means that it is trying to gradually increase those last few degrees. It did actually hit the 1220 at about 5 minutes after the last. So in 25 minutes, this would have been able to melt aluminum. But since I wanted to go to 1300 degrees, this is going to take a little bit longer. But I'm going to go ahead and let that get to the full 1300 and then we will check and see where we are. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and check and see where we are now. Definitely feel the heat coming off of there, and the cans are basically they were still cans at the top, but they just pushed into a puddle. You See, now that we got that heat, all those coatings are going to burn off nice and quick. I'll let that cook for a little bit, and we will add the rest of our cans. So you heard the pop. That could have been some moisture that was locked in there. It's one of those things you got to be careful of. Definitely one of the reasons why you want to be wearing at least eye protection. One of the things you'll learn if you're melting aluminum is that there's what's called dross. So that is the gunk that builds up on the top. One thing that you can do to reduce that is you can add some salt to the aluminum, so that is just going to kind of melt, then go up to the top, and that's going to protect the aluminum, make sure that those crystals don't form. So you can spend 10 cents worth of salt or lose 10 cents worth of aluminum. Either way is about the same. So not that much. But that is why they call this an experiment. So overall, that is a very nice furnace.